Yeah, Mag on. Yeah, what's up, my people? How y'all doing? Yeah, much respect. Another Bitter Truth radio show. Now, shout out to all the people who follow the mag around. You know where that go, man. You know, 'cause we have to be on the run right now with this truth. Everywhere we go, we get censored. Yeah, but we go talk about some things today. We go talk about addiction. And that's my tomorrow podcast, but we go talk about it today because we noticed that there's a lot of things that the masses been addicted to, basically. You know what I mean? So we go talk about addiction and why it happened. Basically, we go get into that and talk about it. Now we go talk about simple stuff that the masses basically addicted to without they even knowing, like maybe like caffeine and them stuff that even food. A lot of people don't know that food is an addiction for most people. We go get into that and talk about it. Now, a lot of people want me to talk about the addiction and the caffeine, the bad side. Yeah, I did a video on it and I also did live shows on it just to let the people see what's going on. Now, if you notice that, if you use a coffee drink, if I say, or you drink your Red Bull and your energy drink and them things, which all carry caffeine, including your Coca-Cola and your Sprite. Any one of them sodas that you see they got also got caffeine. And even tea, you're making some tea, even from a tea bag or whatever tea mix, most of them do carry caffeine in it. Now, what is this caffeine that the mass is addicted to and how they get addicted to it? Let me break it down. Now, the mass's brain basically is your function, and your main function is like the chip that run your whole body. Now, what the caffeine do is kind of like manipulate your brain, shift it a little bit to make it believe that it can do a certain things or it at a certain place when it's not. So you riding across town, or you say you go take a long ride across town, probably 19 20 hours drive. And the first thing people thinking about is, yeah, Red Bull and all these amp and these drink that they made for them so they could stay up. Or that's a trick for the brain. When I say trick for the brain, I'm meaning that the brain be thinking that yes, you can go and telling your body, because your brain is the operating system. So your brain telling your body, yes, you can go. You up, you can go. And that's not really what it's supposed to be, people. It's not supposed to be something you take in your body to manipulate your brain to believe something that's not really going on, or believe something that's not happening. So that's never good. And since it's a chemical substance, it becomes an addiction. So it don't matter what reason you're so-called taking the caffeine for, it's just a reason to be addicted to it. You understand what I'm saying? Because there are some people that wake up in the morning and they have to get to the coffee. As soon as they wake up, they have to have coffee because they're going to work or they're going to do their business, whatever they got to do, and they feel like the coffee gonna give them a boost or give them extra energy. I don't think so, people. Remember, your body can only do what your body can do. Now your brain can overwork your body by telling your body that yes, you're not tired. You still can go. You can push to a certain limit. And the caffeine could never be good if it's gonna trick your brain. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? Anything that trick your brain can be an addiction. After a while, you're using it and you're using it, and before you know it, you can't get off. Now, the bad thing about caffeine is because I just tell you about it, and you're probably thinking that, yeah, it's good. I want to get up and move, and I don't care if my body can go. I just want my mind to tell me I can do it. Well, let me tell you why that's not good. Because once your brain basically altered by that chemical, it will never go back to being the same. Meaning, since your body get tricked now, your brain get tricked to believe that you have the energy or you can stay up. Guess what happened? That can't reverse. So if you notice, most people that's on caffeine also got sleeping problem. You understand what I mean? Insomnia. They basically can't sleep. So the reason why they have to listen how it goes now, because it's a train reaction. You get up in the morning, but you never really get enough sleep. Why? Your brain been tricked. Your brain been tricked by the caffeine, so now it don't know when it's supposed to rest, when it's supposed to be up. Do you understand what I mean? So that's why it's a bad thing, because now you're gonna have sleeping problem. Like I said, your brain's supposed to automatically know when to shut down, know when to get back up. You understand what I'm saying? Shut down for reboot, get back up. But if you trick that, you throw it off. Your natural senses is now torn off by that caffeine. And since we're talking about caffeine, and a lot of people probably say, well, it's natural, and it's not. It's a chemical that they produce. And it's never naturally come in coffee either. Just understand what I'm saying. The reason why they call it caffeine, like coffee, they do the same type of, it's almost the same word. But the trick is, coffee didn't never produce that so-called caffeine. Listen to me. That's just the chemical that they use in coffee. Now, you can challenge me all day on that, because no matter what I say, I'm going to have people that challenge it still, because it's groundbreaking truth for a lot of them. Groundbreaking. They never heard that shit before. So what I'm saying is, the coffee basically is something that they manipulate to get caffeine out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Or it's just the chemical that they put, the same chemical that they put in sodas and everything, in the Red Bull and all those energy drink, the same caffeine in coffee. And there's something different about that drink, man, because it don't have no kind of vitamins in it, nothing at all. The coffee don't have nothing in it, no vitamin, nothing to hold your body, nothing. I want to know what's the reason for drinking it. I'm going to tell you what's the reason. The caffeine. The caffeine is what you're addicted to, and that's why everybody running down coffee. And that's why everybody's selling coffee. Now, I buy a McDonald's coffee one time and, open it and pour it out just to see what is in there. Because always curious on what they're really selling to people. And like I said, when I pour that shit out, it don't have no coffee. I don't see no coffee in it. I couldn't tell that coffee is in it. It's kind of like a milky, like a dirty milk looking thing it look like. And it could come with the same flavor and everything. You can smell it, but you gotta understand that the coffee been manipulated, people. Can you imagine all of these coffees around the world? Anything that you see they push too much, or you see them, have too much on earth, you have to question it. Like how they get so much of this coffee. It's not like you go in your backyard and see a coffee plant grow up. You understand? Most people on earth, I guarantee you, never see a plant that grow coffee. Just remember that. And I know cocoa plant, the one that they used to make cocoa and then get the chocolate. I know that. And that's not the same bean that give you coffee. They tell us that, coffee is growing in these areas, and where it grow, even Starbucks got their own coffee plantation. Where is this coffee coming from, people? You never question it. You never ask yourself, like, where could all these coffee coming from that everybody's selling it in the world? Something not right, people. We need to look at those things. Where is that coffee come from? Just like soybean. You see that soybean everywhere, and when you take a stock, you don't never seen it grown. How can something be so popular and nobody ever seen it grow? Most people never did. So I'm saying that coffee look like it's something that they made, people. Something that they create. And all they have to do is show you some beans and say, this is how we roast them, this is how we grind them and everything. But we can't see them for real. I tell you, people, you have to start questioning these things. The world is a big old deception, people. You have to question stuff that looks strange until until you question it and get to the bottom of it. How can you be at ease and still drinking the coffee? Where does it come from? And I told you, this is the reason why I don't eat no product with soy in it no more. Because I'm investigating and I can't find it. Where does it come from? Where did you get so much of this? How can you make oil and milk and food and all of these shits out of this fruit? It's food and we can't see it. And it's everywhere in the world. It's too much for we not to see it, people. That's the coffee right there. So don't ask why it carry that same caffeine. And they tell you it's naturally from coffee. I don't believe it. I don't even believe coffee is natural. To be real, I don't see no regular people producing coffee. I can't lie. I don't see no regular people produce coffee. I used to see people put cocoa shell. It's like a little fruit in a little case, and you cut it open and you see these seeds come out of it, these white seeds. This is the cocoa I'm talking about. And the peoples, they cut them out and pile them up in big piles and let them dry out. And when it dry out, they take out the seeds. Those seeds there can become cocoa. I was assuming that maybe the coffee is something similar, but where is that, people? Somebody that out here that hear the mag, if you see a coffee plant, let me know, man. Let me know if you really around a coffee plant. Because in Jamaica, they tell you that the only place they grow coffee is in Blue Mountain. I don't know, people. It's some kind of trick, and the Blue Mountain's supposed to be cooler than any other parts. You understand what I'm saying? So it growing cold? Get out of here. Now, next thing we go discuss is the so-called, nicotine. Nicotine. Now, the reason why we go talk about nicotine, I ain't going to stick on it too much because we already know what that's doing to the people. And, some people, the reason why I'm talking about it is because I just want the people to understand that once you're on the nicotine, like cigarette, you're on the cigarette and, you decide that, it's not good for you because the same people who tell you that it's not good. You ever see something like that in your whole life, people? You're going to sell me a water and underwater it tell me that I'm going to die when I drink it. And you still drink it. I don't understand, people. That's because they got a strong hold on the people already. They ain't worry about new people going to try it because anything that curious to the masses, they go do it. You understand what I mean? Anything the masses kind of, okay, we can't smoke this or we have to stay away from this. Yes, they're going to do it. Growing up as a teenager, yeah, they want to try every damn thing. Just because their parents say, no, don't drink alcohol, so you want to do it anyway. So you see what I'm saying? The cigarette, they basically sell the people back in the days with that shit, using stars and peoples that they put on, icons. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is once they got you, they have so much confidence in their product. That means once they say, yeah, smoke this and you smoke it, they can come back and tell you it go kill you and you can't stop smoking it. That's the confidence they're showing in their product, people. Nothing else. It's not a puzzle. A lot of people looking at it like it's a puzzle, like, oh, it's the same cigarette people. No, they got you already. And just in case you're stupid, they also don't hide it. They don't hide the fact that it's the same people that give you the cigarettes. And don't worry about this. One company make every single cigarette in the world. Do you know that? The same government people own it. So I'm saying that when you so-called, look at the remedy for stop smoking cigarettes, right? The so-called Nicorette gum and patches. They even call them Nico. So it show you that it still got the same nicotine in it. Nicorette gum, Nicorette patch, all of these other stuff. And guess what? It come from the same people who make the cigarette. They don't even hide it, people. They never hide it. Don't challenge me on this one. They never hide it. You can look it up and you see it in your face. The same cigarette people come up with the damn patches, the damn gums, and everything else to stop you from smoking. Do you believe that, people? Is that real? The same people got on it on the box that you're gonna die, and you still smoke it. That's a wicked chemical they call nicotine. A wicked chemical. It control your brain enough for them to say, yeah, it's gonna kill you when you still smoke it. Can you believe that? Wow. So the people need to understand. Once you get hooked on that shit, I don't know. I don't know if it's there no hope for you. Because guess what? A lot of people is weak in the mind. The people is weak in the mind because, as far as what's going on, they're blind. They don't see what's going on. And when you're blind too, it's easy for you to be addicted to stuff when you can't see things. You understand me? How can you be addicted to some things if you basically awake? No, you shouldn't be addictive per se to nothing. Yes, there are things that you're doing in life and you do it all the time, but you can't act like you were addicted to something, like something taking you over where you can't resist it. You can't. So when you get to that point where you can't resist something, that's some kind of addiction, some kind of connection, meaning that it didn't just let you use it and let you go. Once you use it, it got a hold on you. So I talk about all the remedies that they got for the so-called, stop smoking and to clean you up or whatever. And I noticed that they got these commercials they always shows on TV with, all these different medication that the masses can get on. Imagine people. No, you could be chewing the gum or patch that shit on your side or whatever, but you go and start taking some pills. That's when I know something is wrong. That's when I know you're really in deep shit. You have to go take some pills. Because I've seen some people on the so-called Chantix, right? So the Chantix got a damn recall on it, man. I know somebody that take that shit and it got a recall. Like, I be looking at you, why are you taking those pills, man? Oh, it's to stop you from smoking. Okay, but guess what? They just call a recall out on the damn Chantix, say it will give you cancer. Ah, same old story. Anything they give you cause cancer. Let me tell you. Just like they said the cigarette will. No, you taking something to get rid of the cigarette and it also contain cancer. So you see what I'm saying, people? This is how the masses should realize that we're living in a satanic earth here. When I tell people that and they're looking at me, why you always say that? Why you have to say that? What? Because it's real life. Are you in denial? That's the question you need to ask yourself. You in denial or what? Why you can't see what people with their eyes can see? What's wrong with you? Are you blind? Yeah, people, it's like it's a veil over the people, man. A veil over their eyes. Nobody basically can see what's going on. Everybody play blind. But I'm gonna tell you right now, people, you see, the fact that we living in a satanic earth and we have to find a way out, you can't trust the people that give you nothing. Is that simple enough? You can't trust to the people that own this shit. They are the same one who feeding you. It's like a monkey in a cage. The people that own him feed him and tell you what he like. That's what they're doing to us. That means you feel like you loving this because you don't know nothing else. The animal in the cage, what else you know? You have these animals in the zoo dancing around and entertaining people. What else they know? They wake up in the morning, they know they're going to see people watching them. Oh, they throw him a banana now and then they throw him a grape. What do you think? You don't know nothing else. What else you know? So the human being is the same thing. They have us in this cage. They told us whatever they think we need or whatever we need, so-called, because they determine what we need and what we want. You feel what I'm saying? So why would we take stuff from them? So what if you can live in the cage and you don't eat from these people? You understand what I'm saying? You don't take what they give you. You don't, because they say it's night, you don't believe it that it's night. They say it's day, you can't believe that it's day because you're in a controlled environment. They turn on a light and it's daytime. They turn off the light and it's night. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? So it's time for us to wake up and start looking into these things. That's all you need to do. Once you start looking into these things, you will get it. Now, The biggest addiction right now that's going on is the so-called fentanyl addiction. You understand me? Fentanyl, people. Now we talk about the so-called opioid that, with the opium so-called in Afghanistan and, the takeover in 2001, and then all of a sudden now America becomes an epidemic going through this addiction with this opioids. And all of a sudden, yes, they're gonna pull out of there. And Biden said pull everybody out, all kind of shit, and now basically done. But I'm saying though, why did they stop now? Why did they stop? Because now it's rehab time. That's just how it is, people. I'm trying to tell you, man. You see, they do things to a certain limit. When it boil over till everybody can see it, that's when they mention it. Just like the trash. Everybody was thinking that the trash is going to places and recycling, doing all this shit. And then they start noticing that the trash is piling up. Places it can't stay there no more. People seeing it now. So now you have to tell them something. It's the same thing right here. When things boil over and it get too big, they have to mention something about it. They have to come out and say something. And act like they're doing something to solve the problem. But at the end of the day, it's just a scheme. So I'm saying that you get everybody in America basically to addicted to that shit. And how they do it? I was basically checking up on the culture again that they give the youths and, try to feel out, how would they get attached to this so-called fentanyl. And I'm checking the music and the music is all that, people. That's what the music's saying. That's what the music's saying. Popping Marley and Percocet and are you kidding me? So why are you wondering why the people stuck on that shit? Why are you wondering? Why you surprised? Why you surprised? Like I don't tell you people, everything they want to push, they use the entertainers. Because it's entertainment. You love entertainment, that's what you went for. They have to squeeze something in there while you're at it. Do you understand me? So every entertainer is a brainwasher. That's what you need to understand. So when you say, okay, you're listening to these rappers and these people, these singers and these artists, and all they're talking about is popping pills. Popping pills is a big old thing. Well, I'm like, okay, popping pills, that's some dumbass shit. So even though we know, like I tell you, there was some big rings going on with this shit right here with, people basically getting hooked up with doctors and doctor prescribe them a whole bunch of them shit so they can have it to sell in the streets and all kind of shit. A lot of them get cracked down around here for say, but the government already know about them shits. They leave the loophole for them shits to happen. You don't understand. When you have a tight ring, something tight, and you set it up tight and you leave a little hole right there, you know already. That's the only way they can come in. So every loophole that leave out is the government leave it out so it can, it can look normal. So they leave a little loophole and then now the people using up the loophole and that's what they wanted. So doctor can prescribe them shit to people who don't really need them. Then when it get to a point when it boil over all the way where people can see it and people noticing and everybody know now they're gonna act like they're taking action. But like I said, the biggest addiction you ever see in your life. Some people won't admit it. You won't even know some people on it. You just know them sleeping every time or, falling over sometime. This is all you're gonna know. A lot of people are addicted to that shit, people. No lie. And sometimes you gotta look at it like they just follow culture, they follow entertainment, they follow all of these shits and now they're addicted. You're a part of the world now. You plug in. They find every way to get you plugged in with the world. Once you plugged in with the world, it's hard for you to get away. That's why some people want to fight me, literally, for this bitter truth. I ain't playing. Sometimes people come out here like they literally want to fight me over this truth. No lie. So I have to look into it like, okay, people really love the fantasy. They love the fake shit. They They love the deception more than they love the truth. There is no love for the truth. That's why it's bitter, ugly. That's why I call it all of that. Forbidden, anything you want to call it. Disturbing, wicked, anything you want to call it. Because at the end of the day, it's something that they can't stomach. Some people might like you and feel some kind of way about you, and then boom, you hit them with something over their head. I don't want those people on my channel, because I already know one day you go get hit. I don't say for about dummies. So one day you go get hit. If you're vulnerable to get hit with this truth, then you're not awake. You understand me? If you're going to hit you where you hurt you, you're not awake. Are you not ready to be in this awakening? It's too much for you. It's too much on you right now. We have to slow it down or you get away from here. That's simple. Because now we have to look into things, people, like the way the world is going right now. If we don't basically stand up on our feet, we're going to get washed away with the fucking big wave that they're coming with everything that they got. You see, the pandemic is something that should have wake up all the masses, but it break them down. A lot of them break down. You can see them in the street. They break. And it pissed me off that some people still living like that, man. You lock down the people in some countries and you let someone go here and people going wild, shooting each other, and you tell them they can have guns out there and all of this shit, people. This is the end of times. Some people refuse to even look at that. It's like, no, time not going to end. We're going to live forever. Life going to go on forever. It's going to be, generation after generation. We never stop. Who giving you your info? You really believe that? How long ago hurt is in existence? You tell me, how long ago man been walking this earth? You know? And what's the population now? And why is it what it is right now? 7 point something billion, like 7.8 billion. Huh? Why we not more? Why the calendar is 2021? Okay, so that means deeper shit going on than you know. That you have to understand. So now you have to start digging up stuff. Like I say, curious. You got to be curious enough to want to know about life. You got to be curious to want to know why I'm here. You got to be curious to know where I'm going after I leave here. You got to be curious to start figuring these things out. Do you understand that? Closed mind will never get fed, meaning you ain't going to learn nothing. You can close it with what you already learned. If you wanted to close your mind, you should have closed it already long time before you pick up the deception and the fucking fakery. So now that you have all that in your mind, you can't close it. You get my drift? You can't close your mind now with all that dirt that you capture, all the programming that you capture in there, all the brainwash. You can't close it now because the only thing you're going to do is just close that shit in so we can take effect. Now is the time to open your brain, give those dumb shit, the fantasy and everything a chance to get out. And you can put something in there that really means something to you. I already tell you people, it's time. Stop playing fool, man. And I tell you, man, I'm gonna drop the number on you later on. We go do the next show. We go do a call-in show. I don't want it to be too overwhelming still. So, I'm kind of a little bit, skeptic on that. But yeah, I'm gonna do it and see how it work out. I'm trying to get the right phone lines where it don't just jammed up while we on there, another call coming in and them stuff. So I'm gonna work it out where we can do the next show, next radio show with a call in. Yeah, Mag Bitter Truth Radio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Show there for the masses. No doubt, man, I tell you.
The war on terror is not confined strictly to the Al-Qaeda they were chasing.
I'll be back.